Matt Clark here at the new Matt Clark. How are each and every one of you doing on this amazing Thursday? I'm doing great. My girl's doing great. My family's doing great. Hope each and every one of you are doing great. And I hope you're having a good week. The weather's beautiful, and I hope you have an opportunity to enjoy that. If you could please hit the like button, the subscribe button, and the bell notification button so you get all my videos when they're new. If you could share with somebody on social media, help spread the message, help spread the word, that'd be amazing. And there's a PayPal option if you'd like to donate, help support the channel. The link is in the description of most of my videos. So what's up, what's up, what's up? How's everybody doing on this beautiful Thursday? I know it's been a while. I had a busy week, man. Birthday, lots of work. It's that time of year. Work, 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 work. Overtime, 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 overtime. But here I am today, and today we're going to talk about prison petty. You'd think when you hear a lot of the crazy violent stories from jail or from prison that it was over some huge situation. Now sure, a lot of the time it's over bad charges, somebody snitching, somebody robbed somebody on the street. A lot of the time it is over something serious, and those beefs typically are for sure to get handled. But a lot of the stuff that happens in the system is just pettiness. It is. Reality, it's pride, it's ego, and pettiness all wrapped up into one beautiful package. Okay? So whether it's getting in a fight over a peanut butter, it happens. You'd be surprised. Getting in a fight over touching a phone, getting in a fight over looking at somebody wrong. It doesn't always matter, but it usually is petty. Now let me tell you a story, okay? So I was on a range in Lindsay, and there was this big black dude, but he's a little crazy, but he was definitely a problem, and he was definitely intimidating to a lot of the guys on the block. And he had went around to a lot of the new guys, and before they're ever comfortable, before they ever have a chance to even see the menu, he's making deals with them for this meal, that meal, this meal, that meal, and they haven't even seen what's gonna come. So he made a deal with this one dude, and it was for salmon, and it was a piece of salmon, and the dude wanted to keep it. He didn't want to up it, and Buddy just starts losing his mind and threatening to kill the dude over a piece of salmon. Now that got worked out because the guy was soft as Twinkie filling, soft as McDonald's ice cream, and he gave up his food rather than have to deal with the consequences of fighting this guy who he clearly would have lost to, and clearly was petty enough to take it there. But you can't let that happen. Now, I'll tell you a personal story of pettiness for myself, and it was wrong, and I feel bad to this day about doing it. This is the last time I was in Lindsay. I was a server. I just started being a server, and like I said before in my videos, I didn't have the best start of my last bit because of the condition I was in when I came in. So I was angry. I was amped up. I was pumping full of testosterone because I was working out all day, every day. And I just had a chip on my shoulder because of the way I was treated. And I felt like I had to earn my respect back. Hence the reason why the last time I was in, I got in the most fights of any bit I've ever been in. I was cheesed. I was bitter. And I didn't like how my bit started. And I felt like taking it out on somebody. And this day I took it out on this kid specifically. He was a young black dude. He was big, a big kid. But he was a kid. He was probably like 21, 22 years old. I had literally just started serving. So I was on one. I was demanding my respect. There were a couple people that didn't like the fact that I was serving on the block. So this is what I had to do, or at least at the time, I felt like I had to do. So the kid was sitting on the bench. If you know how it is, it's bug row. So if you sit there all day, people automatically assume that you're a waste man, you're scared, you're intimidated, you don't want to get involved in any of the mix. And why would you just sit along bugs row and not do anything? Why not play cards, work out, just find something to do instead of looking like you're scared, right? Because that is what you look like when you just sit up on the wall like this all day. You look scared and you become a target. And I'm not going to lie, I targeted the kid. Now, he had been on the range for a while, but I felt like he did some disrespectful things. And this day specifically, he was sitting there and he was playing with his hair. He's twisting his hair. And there was a big pile of hair on the ground. And I'm sitting there and I'm watching him because I just finished sweeping and mopping the block. So I'm watching him to make sure that he picks it up. Sure enough, cell's crack. He gets up. He goes walking into his cell for lunch. And I'm like, a lie. This guy's just going to diss me. He's just going to punk me. And me, nobody was paying attention except me and a couple guys I was with. But because I was paying attention, I put that pressure on myself. I now had to do something about it. So what did I do? I ran in the cell and I smashed. I did. I smashed. I took out a lot of pent-up frustration, anger, resentment out on this kid who really didn't deserve it. And I ended up snapping a bunch of times on the block and earning my respect, knocking a couple people out, doing what I had to do to get through my bit. But this kid specifically, I kind of felt a way about it because it was so petty. It didn't need to happen. I didn't need to do it. I didn't need to put myself in that situation. And I definitely didn't need to put this young guy who really wasn't running around like he was a tough guy or some gangster or nothing like that. So, if I saw that person today, I would probably shake his hand and just say my bad. He was on the block after that for quite a bit of time. I never tried to bounce him off the range or nothing. He fell in line very quickly. He didn't really want to fight, and he never swung back on me. But it is what it is, right? That's what I was doing. That was the mindset that I was in. And that just shows you how petty jail can get. I've told you stories about guys literally like trying to punk guys off for jewelry when they're 1 hour late or 1 day late on a debt. The kind of pettiness that can get people hurt. A lot of the time when you see bullying in jail, it's pettiness. It's guys that are bored and they're just trying to pass time, keep themselves occupied. And a lot of time that comes at the expense of somebody else, right? Whether we used to drag guys in the back, literally we'd drag them into the back and we would just Charlie horse them, right? We wouldn't hit them in their face, but we'd just tump them up body shots and we'd literally just bully people all day to keep ourselves amused at the end of the day. So there's this one time I was on a block with a couple of my homies, and my one homie specifically was a problem, like a big time problem. He's probably 225 pounds, loves to fight. The kind of dude that wants the one-on-one, wants to square off with somebody as tough or tougher than him to prove that he's that tough. He wants to be that guy, and he wants people to recognize him as that guy. And one day this dude, who was his cell partner, his friend, had said something to him. I can't remember what it was, but it was nothing. It was nothing. But what did my homie do? He dug deep into his bag of petty. This guy's playing cards. Whether he's playing bridge or midwiz, I can't remember. But he's playing cards. My buddy comes up to him, sucker punches him in the kidney. One time. Now, he didn't expect what happened to happen. He felt like he was just messing with the dude. But he hit the guy so hard in the kidney, the guy dropped off the bench and had a full-blown seizure. A full-blown seizure, rushed off the block, gone away in an ambulance, never to be seen again. And this same homeboy, now this is the funniest story of all. He's in a cell in Lindsay. If you know how it is, there's a bottom bunk, the top bunk. The dominant guy in the cell, the guy who runs the cell, the alpha in the cell, is going to take the bottom bunk. They're not going to want to climb up and down this weird ladder that you can fall awkwardly in the middle of the night and stuff. It's not that you can't see because there's a blazing fluorescent light. It's just the design of this stupid ladder. You're not going to want to do it, so you're going to want to be on the bottom bunk. Well, my homeboy gets this guy in his cell. It's hilarious. This guy's a gypsy, okay? He was probably like 450 pounds. Just this huge, fat dude. big giant schnoz on him, this scraggly long hair with the bald spot on the back of his head. What would any decent human being do in that situation? He's going to let the big man have the bottom bunk. He's going to climb up on the top bunk. He's going to deal with the guy snoring for one night, and he's going to kick the guy out. But my homeboy is a different kind of animal. He was a different kind of animal. What did he do? He told the man he can't have the bottom bunk. So the next day, I wake up in the morning, I crack it. My homeboy would always wait till the feds come force him out of bed. He never wanted to get up. I was one of those dudes, as soon as the cell cracks, I'm up, I'm at it, and I'm out stirring things up, mixing it up, subculture, whatever it is, right? I go over to his cell, I look in the window, he's sleeping on the bottom bunk, and this big, massive dude is laying on the floor beside him. It was hilarious, but it looked like they were sleeping in the same bed together. My homeboy ended up running this guy out of the cell, and not the way you would think. He harassed and just brutalized the dude until the dude got taken off in a stretcher, having some kind of an anxiety attack because he was so big. And he just couldn't live the life in the cell with this specific homeboy, because he's just a prick. Me and him both got taken off 4D back in 2004 in Lindsay for being that way, for pulling guys to the back. They kited us off the block, and we ended up going to SEG. It's just the way this guy is. He's just raging testosterone all the time. I watched the guy run through doors, run right through them when he's drunk on the street, and just crash right, boom, face first through doors, just for fun. Like, he likes getting punched in his face for fun. He's just a maniac, right? Just a maniac, and should have never had a cell partner. Obviously, I share my stories with you guys, so you guys don't have to go through these things yourselves. If I could snap my finger, nobody goes to prison. Nobody has to experience the pettiness of prison or addiction. That's what I do, but that's not a reality, especially in 2022. It's hard out here, you know. Everything's so much more expensive. Ribs is just touching, and sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do, and sometimes that can land you in jail or prison, and hopefully my videos will help guide you through that the best way possible, so you don't go in and you don't interrupt things, and when you do go in, you have an understanding of what's expected of you, so you don't put yourself in danger right off the bat. Now, sometimes you'll meet guys in prison that it's their whole goal just with people. That's all they do, all day long. They're not on every range, but they're there. I've had guys that have literally made my life miserable. I've hated living with them. Not because they're bullies or anything like that to me specifically, just because they're bad. They make the dynamics of the range bad. And sometimes you can run into those guys and have a petty experience. And you got to do what's best for you when it comes to your food or anything like that. You got to stand up for yourself, even if it can get you hurt. It is what it is, because it's better to get hurt once and have your respect than not eat your whole bit, get punked out your whole bit, be scrubbing floors, be washing boxers, whatever it is guys are going to try to make you do if you accept that initial punk off. Believe me, pettiness comes full effect in jail, and guys sometimes will be petty just to have fun. Please hit that like button, that subscribe button, and that bell notification button to get all my videos when they're new. If you could share with somebody on social media, help spread the message, help spread the word, that'd be amazing. And there's a PayPal option if you'd like to donate, help support the channel. The link is in the description of most of my videos. So if you haven't guessed it by now, obviously my message is don't go to jail. It's not worth it. Even if you're the toughest guy, you could run into problems. Even if you're the coolest guy, you could run into problems. Even if you're the richest guy, you could run into problems. And it's a total waste of time, a total waste of life. Don't put yourself in that situation at all. Like, it's super, believe me, there is no worse day in your life than the first day that you're laying in a holding cell in the police station, counting the years that you're going to be doing. It's one thing if you're looking at a week, 2 weeks, 6 months, whatever it is, you can kind of shake that off and keep it moving. But when you start hearing years getting knocked off your life because of this jail shit, it's crazy and it's not worth it. Don't go to jail. Don't get involved in the petty. Love each and every one of you. The New Mac.